What's up, guys? It's your boy Zawoki back out with another Chris Watts video. And today's video is going to get a little, how I want to say this, warning, viewer discretion is advised, because this is from a YouTube channel 6 years ago. The Truth, Karen Petite, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce the last name. But we're going to be watching the Chris Watts at the oil field. How, Monday morning, how could he have buried her like that? It's pretty much all the information that you want to know when it comes to how he did what he did the morning of it, how they recovered Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. And then another video that we're going to combine into here because it's shorter is how did Chris Watts get the girls into the 8-inch thief hatch. The Truth channel is what she says. So with that being said, grab a chair, get comfortable, because this is going to be a deep dive into the morning of. Even more so because I've looked at the comments and holy cow, it sounds like this person definitely knows a lot. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that wiper icon down at the bottom right. Hit the bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video, and then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, I thank you also very much for the love and support you guys show on my channel every single day. And the reasons why I make these videos is that hopefully one day a DA will take it upon themselves to actually look at NK. That's what our hopes and wants are when it comes to this case. And again, go over to The Truth, Karen Petite. I hope I'm not butchering your name, but let's get into the video.
Thank you so much again, viewer, and because I've had some very strange answers where people actually believe that you can lose 6-8 foot and not see it. You'd have to cut the house out of the ground. You'd have to be cut in because it's a different height at the front than it is at the back. Please, anyway, I'm so glad. This is the same person from the video last night, so I'm so glad that your husband understands all this. Mwah!
Makes any sense.
The Unscrammable channel, unless she went through a name change, but
Doesn't follow any of how something would really turn out. It's just
The thing is, we didn't
awful.
actually ask for this information, did we? I mean, I was really shocked when all the names and addresses came out because, like I put it in the other video, you might not have liked nicholkessinger, but she was on us supposedly some kind of protection thing. So even if he's put in prison, it doesn't matter. She was still on it. And that means that no one should have known.
But the Chris Watts case is over. But there can be a nicholkessinger case. It's separate, but it's within the same parameters.
Details. They must have realised that people were going to hate her and blame her.
Yes.
So what? So basically, what? So nowadays, is that the punishment? Oh, if you do a crime, your whole family's information, everybody's emails, addresses, telephone numbers are going to be put out. I don't think so.
That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that before.
Me neither.
No.
Everybody's names, addresses, and phone numbers, and dates of birth, and everything. Never seen that.
Me neither. I've never seen that amount of information. But not just that, you know, like we were just talking about this case with the comment, and I've just made the video. But something else this video is more about is that he supposedly told everybody in this interview, which I will add in, that basically he laid Shanann, the poor little girls, on the way to their misery, had to sit with their legs dangling on top of their mum.
Oh, that's
right?
terrible.
Can we talk about the trash bags? Do you remember that?
Oh, with
There were two.
okay, yes. Trying to, cause like she kept. I didn't want when I was putting the one coherent, I guess, thing I had. Like I didn't want the girls looking at Shanann while they were in the back seat.
So what'd you do?
I put a trash bag on one end and on her feet and on her head so they didn't have to see.
And they were just too little to kind of figure out, right?
Bella
They
knew.
weren't too young. They already knew something was very wrong. Chris Watts tells us that.
Shanann in the truck. So she was kind of following you? Okay. So she followed you and you put Shanann in the truck. Okay. And then what?
Put my lunchbox and stuff in the truck and then grab the kids and I put them in.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He says he's been taken over, but he remembers to pick his lunchbox up.
She's not wrong.
So Shanann, is she kind of on the floor in the back? And they're just on the bench. Okay. And both alive at that point. Okay. Is there any reason you would feel uncomfortable to tell me that they were not alive at that point? Okay.
I don't know where he thought that this look was right. Like, what are we doing with the Hitler stash here? But upside down. It's not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be up there. And he's got this weird, funky thing going, soul patch going on.
Wasn't it a video or anything?
It's hard to see. Okay. And I believe you. I'm just, I'm trying to make sure that I'm giving you all the opportunities to be comfortable enough to tell me exactly.
I actually think, even though you can't actually see the child, that the shadow that comes in and he comes in and scoops up is very clear.
Mm-hmm.
He's here, and that shadow was over here, going across this way. When he is coming across this way, it is going that way. So I think the shadow was very clear. So why would Graham be saying it wasn't clear when it definitely is clear? I'm sorry, this bit of footage is enough to arrest someone anyway, especially as the children died and you can then see that shadow.
This woman seemed like she was one of the very first on the Chris Watts case back 6 to 7 years ago.
There it is, and there comes his shadow, and there's the other shadow, and there's him scooping down and picking it up. I think it's pretty clear
Bella.
there's two shadows on the drive, and one was walking towards him and he scooped it up. Enough to arrest most people.
So then, once you get to the site, tell me what happens.
So I get to that one site and get Shanann out to that. Go over to the part right outside the site there.
Okay.
The girls are still in the truck.
Okay.
Did they ask you what you were doing, taking mommy out, or?
Yeah, I don't remember what I told them, but they did ask her.
What they say specifically?
It was more like, what are you doing to mommy?
Okay.
They weren't stupid.
And then is that when you buried her?
I don't remember if I dug a hole there first or, but they didn't watch me do that.
Okay. So then,
What about cold air? Sorry, guys.
They did ask her.
what they say specifically?
It was more like, what are you doing to mommy?
Okay. And then is that when you buried her?
I don't remember if I dug a hole there first or, but they didn't watch me do that.
Okay. So then, hold.
He's saying he held her first? Is that what he said?
I don't remember if I dug a hole there first or, but they didn't
Let me know what you think he says there.
watch me do
I have it maxed out in volume, so I'm not
that.
able to go higher.
So then, hold Shanann out, and she's maybe just sitting there on top of the ground,
Yeah, like off to the side.
off to the side, close to where she ended up.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Right. And then the girls, right? Okay. So then pulled Shanann out, and she's maybe just sitting there on top of the ground.
I know it's still sketchy, right? And the fact he can remember his lunchbox, but he can't remember whether he dug her hole, took her out, all this kind of stuff. But look what happens in 2 to 6 hours. Rigor mortis sets in. So he basically had her lying in the footwell of the car. So why would Graham say she's sitting there? Wouldn't he say she's lying on the ground? No, he says she's sitting there as if she's sitting up. But basically, how did he get her into the fetal position?
That is true. I mean, she's not wrong. I mean, rigor mortis, you can't move it. Like you gotta, like, I'm not gonna get into detail, but rigor mortis is no joke. Like, they are stiff. It does it to everything. The eyes, the neck, the jaw, this stuff is like so hard, it doesn't move.
Even if she's just sitting there, rigor mortis is setting in. She would then have marks, all sorts of things on her body. They would know that she'd been pressured into this position after death. Does the autopsy say that? No.
No.
Does the discovery documents say it?
No.
No.
So then pulled Shanann out, and she's maybe just sitting there on top of the ground.
Yeah, like off to the side.
Close to where she ended up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. And then the girls, right? Okay. You mentioned Bella was first. Cece was first. Okay. Where exactly was she when it happened?
In the back seat.
Okay. Was she just right next to Bella?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so.
Yeah.
I felt her head moving back and forth.
You did.
But I didn't know that happened.
So he leaves Shanann sitting there, but it says 2 to 6 hours. Rigor mortis sets in.
Fetal position, her arm out. Look at the size. Is this where? Oh. So where was that?
Floor, didn't she? But he laid her out. But when
Over.
they actually picked her out of the ground, she was in the fetal position. So how would he?
Yeah.
When did he? He never talked about. Well, she was lying flat, and then I basically squashed her up to stick her in the hole. He never said that. did he?
Exactly. That's right. That's right. So, what happened there? There's another piece of information that's not matching.
I'm
How did
sure if he
get
wanted to
from
be a
flat-
bit more like graphic, that she might not have quite had rigor mortis set at that time. Hours afterwards, a few hours, but surely things must have started
It can take 2 to 6, so maybe it didn't take as long, but
to have happened.
Yes, I would think so.
So it wouldn't have just been easy, would it? If you've laid her out. Sorry, it sounds horrible, doesn't it? Setting flat.
Yes, I know. Yes. Yeah, I think it would be hard to get her into a fetal position after that.
And don't forget,
I
she was
really
what?
do.
Nearly, what was it? 16 weeks pregnant or getting on for?
Oh, I think that if she was laying flat like that, I don't know when the rigor mortis sets in, but maybe it isn't that fast. But how he would be able to get her into a fetal position, that I don't know.
Yeah, because don't forget, you know, when you... Sorry, it just sounds really bad when we're talking about this, but this is what we're talking about.
Yes.
You know, when you when
Yes.
someone is not alive, that's dead weight. It's a horrible expression, but dead weight is it's
Yes.
heavier. It just is,
Yes,
and
it is.
they're not moving, so you've got to maneuver them yourself.
Exactly, and that
Just
is
he doesn't
really
mention
hard.
it, does he?
Yes. Oh my.
I'm a bit shocked in that interview when basically he asks if, like, they've just been talking about Bella gasping, and then he moves straight on to not Tammy, Nicole Atkinson turned up or whatever it was time, and that was it. How could you go from just learning that she was
I
so
know.
it just to I just don't get it.
They just talk a little bit about something, and they go change the subject to something else.
Is there any reason you would feel uncomfortable to tell me that they were not alive at that point?
There were,
Okay.
wasn't it a video or anything?
It's hard to see. Okay. And I believe you. I'm just.
There wasn't a video. Hold on.
Video or anything?
It's hard to see. Okay. Is there any reason you would feel uncomfortable to tell me that they were not alive at that point?
There were,
Okay.
wasn't it a video or anything?
It's hard to see. Okay.
So he questions the video. It wasn't a video or anything. It's.
And I believe you. I'm just. I'm trying to make sure that I'm giving you all the opportunities to be comfortable enough to tell me exactly. So then, once you
He shouldn't be comfortable. He should get a slap across the face.
get to the site, tell me what happens.
So I get to that one site and I get Shanann out.
Oh my. Just talk a little bit about something, then they go change the subject to something else.
It's so hard not to keep researching, isn't it? Because you know that things aren't quite right.
Right?
And
Exactly,
so many
that's right.
people are sort of just hypnotised and think we're being nasty when actually we're just trying to tell everybody the truth.
Yes. That's
Agreed.
right. I mean, for a while I saw a lot of things that didn't make sense, but I just was going along with it, and then it just got to the point that you can only see so many things that doesn't add up before you really start to question it.
But even
There's common sense, and people are claiming BS, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry about it. We got it covered. We took care of it." And we're like, "No, you didn't. Like, what are you talking about?"
even down to the fact that not any of the pictures they showed us for the last video, did it have any tape around it? Did
No.
you? It wasn't like a scene, was it? We
No,
weren't
it
looking
was
at
not.
We weren't actually looking at a crime scene here. We were just looking at some stop.
Right.
But it just seems really strange that they actually.
Exactly. That's all it was. And I'd never. I never studied it that much because it was.
Because you're believing.
There should have been crime tape on the porch. There should have been crime tape in the front driveway. There should have been crime tape at Survey 319. There, like, why didn't they have all this?
We believe what we're being told, don't we?
About that. So,
Well, we believe what we're being told, don't we?
exactly.
I mean, I don't think people
Yeah,
understand.
I
For about
mean,
7 months, I was really sorry and upset. And when people said horrible things about Shanann, I was really upset thinking what they'd gone through and the
Unfortunately, they're still saying it. It's 7 years later.
children. And then when those names and addresses came
Me
out,
too.
and those other things, there was just things. And then looking at the drive and the fact that the
Yes.
discovery document says that he was only there for minutes, but actually we get a whole hour. We get different forms
That's
of light. People don't understand. We're in dark, going through all Twilight Zone into
yes.
dawn, and basically when he leaves, the sun hasn't quite appeared, but we're almost into that kind of thing. Yeah, it's still early in the morning, but we've got light. It's just completely different. How can that happen in 10 minutes? Has anybody ever
There's no way.
had
That's right.
dawn, dark till dawn in 10
In
minutes?
10 minutes. That's right.
Even this bit on the discovery document is
excuse
really
me.
strange, because what it says is that he was only there for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. He was there.
What? Hold on. Detective Baumhofer, advisor and neighbor, or advised the neighbor of the Watts family, had a motion-activated surveillance system which showed Chris work truck back into the driveway the morning of the murders for approximately 10 minutes.
Minutes. 10 minutes. He was there for 10 minutes. On here,
Even Detective Baumhofer stated it was difficult to be precise to the angle, but it appeared a tailgate of Chris' work truck was backed into or at least a foot into the garage. Detective Baumhofer advised Chris's truck would not have been able to back up into the garage any further due to Shanann's vehicle still parked inside the garage. Detective Baumhofer stated the surveillance video also did not show Chris driving away because the camera had... So what, you're saying that somebody else drove the truck away? Stated Chris also went over to the neighbor's house and observed the footage and was aware of what had been recorded. Detective Baumhofer said he spoke to the neighbor, and that's it.
It actually says that Nate's camera turned off. It turned off. So, 10 minutes. How can we go from dark to dawn, to nearly sunlight in 10 minutes? We can't. It's totally impossible. But this officer's the one that did where the Rushak signed, and they signed the wrong name and the wrong date. Something very strange about the information here on this document. But how can it be so different when we get a video for an hour and basically he was on there for 10 minutes? Now, either the videos are wrong completely, or the discovery document is wrong. You can go and find this.
Something is wrong afoot in this case. And it's so nerve-wracking because we know there's something wrong, but we can't exactly put the hammer on the nail. We keep hitting around the nail and we're like, where is this flipping nail? And then once we find it close to the nail, we can hear metal scratch. We're like, oh wait, hold on. It's here somewhere. We're trying to find it. And it's so frustrating because we know it's there.
On page 488 of the discovery document.
Which has probably been removed or redacted for all we know, because this Sunday I'm going to finally actually do my discovery read-alongs, and we're going to go through the whole thing. Not in one night, but we're going to go through as many pages as we can in an hour. And then we're going to continue on every other Sunday and so forth on with the discovery.
So, again, the discovery document's wrong. And what's his name? Bohomer. What's his
Bob
name?
Hover.
Police officer? No, he's the one. He's the one on yours because the Rushak signed their wrong names and the wrong date.
Yes, that's right.
He's the same officer that oversaw that. So he's made some drastic mistakes.
Yes, very drastic mistakes. That I think is very sloppy to have mistakes like that. And they just try to explain everything away, and you can't. And nobody really...
If they'd said to us, we're going to give you a little bit of information, but we are withholding the rest due to the horrendous... whatever, that would have been different, but they didn't do that. They've given us autopsies, police videos.
And they oh my goodness, redacted so much stuff. But the amount of lies and BS stuff we've looked at the Nicole interviews, and we've looked at the other Friends interviews. The Friends interviews were able to give more details and more information. They didn't give BS answers I don't remember, but let me remember that we went to the car museum. I had a salad and it was really good. And then I went to the gym, but then she says that she couldn't remember a 111-minute phone call. But she was able to figure out what she did on that day with Chris and going to the Rockies game, going to a friend's house. And she remembered all that, but then couldn't remember 111-minute phone call or where her alibi was that morning or what she did the night before, the night after. And she doesn't remember jack crap besides what she, I wouldn't say enjoyed, but that had no relation with Chris. She was coming up with stuff that didn't even have to do, talking about Charlotte and her father passing away. We knew all about that, but she couldn't remember how to let him a phone call.
You know what I've done with those, don't you? I've broken them down. I can see something different. I can see them working off the television and all sorts of things going on. Or you see people heads coming out of their heads, little heads. It just goes on, the list of things that are wrong with personal and the other videos.
Right. Oh, I know.
Well, we keep researching, everybody, and I'm so appreciative of people like you who send me information, even the person who wrote the comment for the video that was put out today. People are sending me stuff, and I'm sure you've got more for me, haven't you?
Yes.
Anyway, we've been going for about 8 minutes now. Do you think that's enough? But just that we're just, the bit now that I just don't understand when you actually think about it is, how was she laid out flat in the car, but she was in a fetal position in the grave? That's what this video
That's
is
interesting.
more about. So I'm going to put in a little bit of explaining that, yes, she was laid flat. He doesn't explain how he gets her into the fetal position or anything. I know this is disastrous and horrible, everybody, and it's got
It is horrible.
supposedly people in it, but they're giving it to us. They're giving it to us, telling us that this is the way it is, and this is what, showing us, and it just.
And all we hear is, it is what it is. No, it's not. It is what it is. Like, we need to have the justice.
Anyway.
Terrible.
It is. Anyway, we will keep going, won't we? We will keep going, won't we? So,
Yes, yes.
thank you so much for your input, and I'm just going to put a bit.
Thank you.
A bit about the actual bit when he's saying that he's laid her flat. I will have included this in this video.
Yes.
Anyway,
It's very interesting.
again soon.
So for those that can't see, the Unscramblable channel, here I go again. As I previously stated, my husband worked in housing construction in the 80s and 90s, or into the 90s. I showed him what you pointed out. He agrees there's no way possible. It doesn't make sense. At the stage, Karen, I think we're giving our ages away. Blank and her husband are into everything. Yep, that's true fact. So I'm guessing he's saying like the whole digging and so forth like that. I don't know if that's what that entails, but I wanted to read that to you guys. Let's go to the second video. We are looking again.
We're having another look back in time at this Watts case. It is a case that's all over this channel. As I said, I started off by supporting. I couldn't believe that people would be so horrible to a woman that had died when she
Right.
was pregnant. I mean, why were people being horrible? So I started to make a channel to protect this person as this story started to unfold. But then we got more information, and the more information we got, you could see that none of it was adding up. Anyway, this is about these children being put in the oil tanks with 8-inch hatches. I did a couple of videos on it before. 8-inch hatches, and here they say that she was 4 at her death. But look at the years. It does say she's born in 2013. So look, 1, 2014, 2, 2015, 3, 2016, 4, 2017, 5, 2018. So, okay, she's born at the end of 2013, and she died the middle of 2018. So she's born 2013, yeah, died 2018. So that means that
She'd be my daughter's age. 'Cause 7 plus 4 is 13. Or no, it's 11. What am I talking about? My goodness, I need to go to bed. 7 to 4 years is 11. I mean, same age as my youngest daughter. What Bella would have been. Man, she would have been into everything when it comes to education and all that stuff. She seemed very curious and very interested in everything, but very soft-spoken and wanted to take care of her baby sister and what would have been Bella. She would have been fantastic like her mom.
well, she was over 4.5 years old. Anyway, we're just going to put this little video on because I put a few pictures together. So, she was 4.5. I thought one of them had their birthdays. So maybe that was Cece then. But anyway, they're saying she's 4, but she's 4.5 at least. And there it tells you the date, December 17th, August the 13th. So she was 4.5 years old. And Cece was 3. So,
Wow.
if you take that as the thief hatch, that he was supposed to have put them in, and the hatch is only as wide as this, and you're trying to get shoulders of someone else this big in at least.
Wow, I didn't know the representation right here. Wow.
Do you see? He couldn't have gone in there.
And yet somebody wants to marry him, or these girls. Team Chris, yay! Look at this. Now tell me.
Just couldn't. This is only one little bit of this case that doesn't add up. Yeah, they are small. They're just a testing, so they can put things in and test how hot the oil is and that. It's not supposed to be to put a human in, it's a testing thing. Supposing when it's bubbling away in these things, if it's doing that, put the lid down, come back later when the oil isn't bubbling. But you can see there, you cannot fit something bigger than the hole without completely smashing it up. Yeah. Yeah, Saratoga Trail. But then I am going to show you with a teddy bear I've got, which is about the same size as that one, with a baby. You can see the teddy bear does not fit into the baby. This one here says that a 4-year-old is approximately 11.8 inches. So Bella was not the biggest of children, was say 11 inches. So she could not have gone in the tank without being, I'm sorry, bashed to pieces, which they won't. So you cannot get 11 inches into an 8-inch hole. This one says 12 inches. This one says typical shoulder width for a child is 12 to 13 inches. So that's more than the 4-year-old. But anyway, we're going to carry on because I've got obviously a chart, another chart.
Wow.
So they've all got to be different. But when we look down this chart here, for a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old shoulder width, which the other ones are saying are bigger, they're too big. Let's go back.
So it's not like he just dropped them in. He had to force them in their hole.
They are still too big for the tanks.
And why else did the girls' autopsy reports get sealed for 50 years? Like, we only know the basics. But there's more apparently to those autopsy reports, and they've been sealed for 50 years. By the time that Chris opens those, he's going to be 84. If not dead and gone.
The tanks, the child would have to be a year old to get it in. And probably not 9 months, because that's just babies and children standard size. So here are 9 inches and 9.5 inches, but the other ones are bigger. But anyway, still cannot fit in the tank. Anyway, let's go on. So I also made this little video, but I redid it because I couldn't remember how old Bella and Cece were. So yeah, there you go. So that's another one. But even that one, they are too big to go in the tanks. So I get my ruler. It's a post ruler. You know, you put letters in there to check how big they are. But on there, it's got millimeters. And you need 202 millimeters.
8 inches.
For 8 inches. So I don't have a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old with me. And in a moment, I just get a fuse. Just something small. There was a fuse I saw. To see, to put it on there to show the 220 millimeters, which is just coming up here. I'm going to put it on there. There it is there, and I'm going to put it on there.
So small.
And then what I'm going to do is, because I don't have a child, but I have a teddy bear, and obviously the teddy bear is not going to be the same size as a child, but at least it's an object. And it's so big. But that's the size of a baby. Anyway, just an ordinary teddy bear. And when I stick the teddy bear onto there, with the fuse just there, the teddy bear is...
So is she saying that they were never put in the tanks, or is she saying that, yeah, it's 8 inches and they were 12 inches. What happened? Like, I'm just trying to figure out exactly what she is trying to prove here. If they were never put in the tanks, or if they were shoved in there drastically, and then the reason why those autopsy reports were sealed away is because there's the worse evidence.
Over the fuse, because you can't see the fuse, can you? And that is just a little teddy bear who doesn't have the width of a human's shoulders. So anyway, I'm trying to turn it around now so that you can see it the other way. So there's the marker, put the teddy bear on. Well, it doesn't have the width of a human. The teddy bear is over the arm, and that is all over the fuse, and that is just a teddy bear. So
I do like this woman doing more visual representation.
there's no way children who are going to have wider shoulders, one said 12, one said at least 9.5. So to get something through, it has to be smaller, and these children were bigger. So no way did it happen. So if you take that as the thief hatch that he was supposed to have put them in, and the hatch is only as wide as this, and you're trying to get shoulders of someone else this big in at least, do you see? He couldn't have gone in there. He just couldn't. This is only one little bit of this case that doesn't add up.
It's a big part.
Yeah, they are small. They're just a testing, so they can put things in and test how hot the oil is and that. It's not supposed to be to put a human in, it's a testing thing. Supposing when it's bubbling away in these things, if it's doing that, put the lid down, come back later when the oil isn't bubbling. But you can see there, you cannot fit something bigger than the hole without completely smashing it up. Yeah.
That makes you mad. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion picture videotapes or video discussed under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This infringement of copyright is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody. So, like she said on here, definitely very interesting when you look at the holes and how he describes what he did that morning. First of all, you don't think he's alone. You think he's with somebody else because the amount of time that this man needed and the rigor mortis. I want to look into the rigor mortis quick. So let's watch this and see what we can find out more about rigor mortis and so forth. Algor mortis, forensic science explains the stages of death. And these are professionals.
Position. After a thorough examination, the expert then states the approximate time of death. The question is Pallor mortis. As the heart stops beating, the circulation died based on the evidence presented. Forensic scientists calculate the time of death using many techniques. Their first go-to method is to study the physical changes that happen in the body after.
So I wonder if they went through Pallor mortis, Algor mortis, rigor mortis, and Livor mortis. I'd like to know about that.
Death. So what are these signs? There are 4 post-mortem signs that tell a great deal about time of death. These are physical observable changes that occur in the body in the first 24 to 48 hours after the heart stops beating and the nervous system shuts down. The first sign, Pallor mortis. As the heart stops beating, the circulation of blood throughout the body decreases. The organs farther away from the heart, like the skin, stop receiving blood. This gives a corpse the pale, lifeless appearance that we associate with death. This paleness, which appears 15 to 30 minutes after death, is called Pallor mortis. It is one of the first identifiable signs of death. The second sign, Algor mortis. Humans are homeothermic, which means that we maintain a constant internal body temperature. This constant average temperature is maintained by balancing the heat produced in the body with the heat lost. 98 degrees. The circulatory system is an important mechanism by which humans maintain an average internal temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. Heat is produced primarily through the various...
Alexa, what is 37 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? 96.
37 degrees Celsius is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh dear.
Metabolic reactions happening in our body. This produced heat is dissipated from deeper organs, such as the liver and brain, to the outer parts, such as the skin, through the movement of blood. Under the first layer of skin, the epidermis lies a network of capillaries. These capillaries allow heat produced by the body to be released into the air. Without the heart beating, blood cannot distribute heat and regulate body temperature. This leads to the body temperature reaching equilibrium with the external temperature. If the temperature is less than 37 degrees Celsius outside in the first hour after death, then the temperature of the body will decrease by 2 degrees and then continue to decrease by 1 every hour. Algor mortis is not an accurate way to back calculate the time of death, however, as it varies based on external conditions, such as weather, and is affected by whether the corpse was wearing clothes or not. The third sign, rigor mortis. This sign is one of the most important signs when it comes to determining the time of death. Rigor mortis, which literally means stiff death, is the contraction of the muscles in the body after death. Before rigor mortis, all the muscles relax in the step called primary flaccidity. This happens because, after death, brain activity decreases until it completely stops. Without the brain giving muscles a signal to contract, the muscles remain in a relaxed state. Primary flaccidity lasts for 1 to 2 hours after death. The first muscles to relax are those in the eyelids, fingers.
So once it starts, it lasts for 3 to 6 hours.
And toes. In this stage, the corpse usually releases urine and gas, as muscles controlling urination and passing gas are relaxed. Primary flaccidity is followed by rigor mortis. Muscles stiffen up in rigor mortis because of cells being broken down by digestive enzymes. This cellular breakdown is a normal part of body decomposition and is called autolysis. The breakdown of cells makes holes in the boundary of the cell and its compartments. This releases calcium ions from the separate compartment within the cell where they are stored. This calcium is crucial for initiating contraction. During normal living conditions, a signal from the nervous system triggers the calcium to release from its compartment. Another factor causing rigor mortis is the lack of ATP, the energy-giving molecule in the muscle cells. Once calcium initiates muscle contraction, myosin, a protein molecule that moves things around in the cell, binds to actin, a long chain of proteins that form the skeleton of a cell. Once the myosin binds to actin, it uses the energy from ATP to pull the actin, making the muscle fiber shorter and shorter with each pull. Immediately after death, muscles can still produce ATP. Muscles have reserves of glucose in the form of the polysaccharide glycogen, which it breaks down in the absence of oxygen to provide ATP. This ATP is used up in muscle contraction, but the muscles also need ATP to relax. This means that the actin and myosin will remain contracted until the muscle is completely decomposed. Rigor mortis starts in the same order that primary flaccidity does, with the eyes and fingers, and slowly progresses to the rest of the body. Rigor mortis reaches its peak 12 hours post-mortem. After that, the muscles begin to relax in the same order that they began contraction. After rigor mortis comes a second cycle of relaxation, called secondary flaccidity, which is due to muscle degeneration. Digestive enzymes break down the proteins in the muscles, including the muscle contracting machinery. Forensic experts use this progression.
So livor mortis is pretty much where the blood pools. Where that is. So it kind of tells you where the person was positioned after death and so forth. But this definitely opens up your eyes into the whole grotesque part of the case, where I don't know why people still want to support Chris and be there for Chris. And this is just an inkling of how disturbing this man was. How no lack of empathy for his children. Yeah, and then he cries, this is really hard for me. What do you expect, dude, when you did what you did? And he wants salvation. He wants forgiveness. I don't know. I don't know. So definitely let me know your thoughts about this video. Definitely very interesting, to say the least. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel in the description. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel. We will see you guys in the next video. Please take care. Be safe. As always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video.